We are back, y'all. Hey, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here today to give y'all my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. And thanks to Lisa Barlow, I cannot tonight. Joining me as always, we have Mrs. Best, my co-host, my bestie in the whole wide world, joining me today. Say what's up to the peoples for the
Good
people that will be watching.
afternoon. Good afternoon or evening.
It's evening where I'm at. It's afternoon where she is. So if y'all read the caption, this is Real Housewives Salt Lake City season 4, episode 9 review and recap. Y'all, Salt Lake City is not disappointing us. They are bringing it. When I tell you I am entertained, and I am shocked. Way big more improvement than season 3. Way more improvement.
I agree. I agree.
So the show opens up where it left, or not where it left off. Oops, sorry. The show opens up with Angie and Monica meeting up at this cute little, like I guess pastry little place. It looked remind me of like a Baskin Robbins, just more decorative.
Not Baskin
It was a
Robbins.
little cafe. It was cute. And they meet up with trying to get an understanding between each other. Angie mentions, the Easter, which if y'all remember a couple episodes back, Monica was showing out because Angie tried her, and I wish Angie would have held her feet to the fire on that one. I mean, Monica would have held Angie's feet to the fire more on that one. Y'all, I am messing up today. Lord Jesus. Okay. And Monica pretty much comes with a level head and says, she appreciates Angie inviting her to that event because she doesn't really have much family and she doesn't enjoy those holiday gatherings the way that the other ladies may have. And when Monica was explaining that, I was like, dang, that is messed up. So not only did your mom really just abandon you, but also the traditions that most people would have, like Easter, Thanksgiving, and things like that, you didn't really get to experience unless it was with your husband's side. And when they showed a picture of her husband and what he actually looked like, I'm like, Monica, you could do so much better. Now I want to see the brother-in-law. I'm not off that yet. I'm not off that yet. I want to see the brother-in-law now.
It was a little weird for me that she was like, "Oh, my ex is the one with the family," and all of them just like, "Didn't you?" So the family was so good, you had to see what it was like in the bedroom.
Okay, with the sister's husband, which somebody drop that T, please. I still don't know what this man looks like, and I am very curious for her to have an 18-month affair. I need to see what this man looks like. Okay, okay. So Angie, goes and we learned that her mom actually passed away when she was 8 years old. Her mom was alcoholic, which was really sad because when you think of how nice her dad is and everything, and it just goes to show like how people really do love people enough that they will be insufferable to them in their habits. And I think that, I commend him for still carrying on and not giving up or not being angry at the world based on what his wife was like. What did you think about the scene with Angie and Monica?
I thought it was nice. I think that of all of the ladies in the group, they're probably the two that are the most relatable to the audience. I know half of the Salt Lake City. Oh my God, I'm sorry, y'all. Usually my phone is on silent. Apologies. Usually, I feel like the Salt Lake City watchers are like split. There's like half of us who are kind of like a mixed, diverse, just regular ass people, and then I feel like the other half are maybe women like them. So it's good to have more cast members that were relatable. For me personally, it was very relatable because my mom is basically similar to Monica's, except we move all the time. And for that reason, I choose to not deal with her. I've been to therapy, y'all. I went to therapy for damn near 20 years. So you learn to heal and move on and things like that. But I do not think that Monica is there, but I think that Angie K is there. But when you lose your parents so young to something so tumultuous, it kind of forces you. They always say that to grow up. And I think it kind of explains Angie K's calmness to like everything. Like,
I'm gonna say I semi agree with that. Hi, Jim Bunny 1984. Thank you for joining us today. We really do appreciate you tuning in. Highly supportive, and we are so thankful for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But
hey.
to get back to your point about Angie can't be there. I feel like she's almost there. I feel like
Mhm,
Angie can't just let like the rumors of her husband getting her way.
mhm.
And to me, if somebody was in therapy and really is healing, they would be able to laugh that off, especially if there's no truth to it.
Well, see,
So
that's the important part. If there's no truth to it,
you right, exactly. There's no truth to it
but
because if there's no truth to the rumors, why are you reacting this way? And that was funny because I'm actually was going to bring up how Monica was telling Angie that Lisa was putting a lot of emphasis on her being the cause of those rumors. And once again, Angie K said that well, it was Meredith that said that she had ruined my family, and it was like Meredith didn't say that. Meredith said she has information, and if
she
you want to go
barely
there with her,
right.
yeah,
She said, "You
yeah,
want to
that's
go
what Meredith
there?
said.
You want to talk
Yeah,
about husbands?" I said, "Wait
yeah,
a
we
minute."
could do that. And so,
Right.
and then she never put that tea out. So it was like I'm about second Angie with these narratives. Like I really no, I as I
I
said,
can't see. My thing with Angie is a piece of me is like the same with you. Like I'm sick of her with it, but then at the same time, I've seen her actually try to like resolve the things with the people that are being accused of it. But I always look at who brought the shit to Angie because that is to me the person who is the cause of all of this shit. Honestly, who was that? Whitney? It's
well,
always Whitney.
see, it was Whitney and Monica both. If we remember correctly, at Lisa's event, she sat Monica down with with Angie and said, "Well, we have stuff to tell you." And what Monica didn't do in that scene, which I wish she would have, she did it later on. I wish she said, "Look, I heard this from myself. This didn't come from Meredith, but I've been hearing around town that this is what your husband does." And then that would have probably taken the slight off Meredith a little bit because she didn't start the rumor. We don't know that she started those rumors, so that's where we need to start holding Whitney accountable because we don't know why she made up this big old lie and then just stick
See what
with it.
Whitney does, though. I see what Whitney does. She'll take something that she heard and give it to a person who she knows is going to not let it go and or spread it, and then she acts as if she's all honest and someone we need to respect because she'll defend the perspective of whoever seems to appear right or the victim in the arguments that are the result of her ass talking shit in the first place. So it's
Right.
it's, it's like this cycle, and it's Whitney. I'm like, come on, y'all, remember to watch Whitney. She gets away
For
with
her
murder.
to be the youngest one of y'all, of all of y'all, she is outsmarting you guys, and y'all not catching on at all,
Yeah.
and it is very annoying because I would have saw right through that. But speaking of Whitney, she invites Lisa over to her house. It's Whitney's daughter's birthday. It's her 13th birthday, little Bobby. And also, she has another event the next day. So Lisa's helping her get ready for her daughter's birthday. They had like little tiki torches and they were painting them. It looked very cute when we saw the actual event space and everything. So they sit down and they talk. And Lisa goes, "Well, who are you inviting to, your daughter's birthday?" And she gives the list. She says she's not inviting Mary because, they weren't able to resolve their issues and she doesn't want Mary there. And then she makes up this thing where the last time Mary was around her kids, Mary was telling this story, which ended up being a true story. They ended up finding a newspaper article where this actually did happen about the lady who got ejected from the car when it was flipping over and she fell off the sunroof. Which I actually knew another accident that has happened like that. So I was like, that's not that uncommon, apparently.
What the hell? What the hell?
What?
You said that's
What?
not that uncommon.
No,
Oh
like
my
when I tell
god.
you I knew somebody who died that way, and it was the craziest thing to me. And I remember like saying that is the most freak accident, like cause of death that I've ever seen in my life. Like flying out of the sunroof.
You usually think, unfortunately, accidents happen all the time. So I usually think of people flying through the back window or the front
Hmm.
window. But I've never heard of that. That is I'm sorry though. I'm laughing at Mary Cosby because when they played the scene, I remember that scene because it's one of the scenes, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, I can deal with this." Hella funny. Mary did not
I
care.
was
She answered
dying.
the kids and everything. Did she die? They don't know. I said Mary.
Like Mary's crazy, but we love her though. We love Mary Cosby around here.
We
But
do.
soon as Lisa brings up, I mean, not Lisa, as soon as Whitney brings up Monica's name as being invited with her daughters, Lisa goes, I don't know about her. She just seems so shady. Like what she did with Angie and talking about Sean and how his sex was good and stuff like that. And we were like, now she didn't say all that. So we're going to put a pin in that one. And then she also mentions Angie K's Easter dinner event where she was really rude to her mother. Now, I'm going to give Lisa this. I'm going to give her this is the only thing I'm gonna give Lisa. I ain't giving her shit else the rest of this review. A lot of people had that same opinion about Monica when that episode aired. That
Mhm.
Monica was being rude towards her mother and it was very disrespectful. I'm almost like maybe I would say 90% of the comments on that episode were really getting on Monica's ass about that shit.
That's
I
true.
was the I was the 10% that said no 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 no. There's more to this story, and Monica is reacting on it. I said it on my recap. So if y'all really want to challenge me, go watch my recap. It was a couple episodes ago where I said that ain't just Monica being disrespectful. That's injured pain. Monica went through something. There's something about Monica. And then, sure enough, next episode later, we find out exactly what it was. So yeah, I I was probably one of those people that was like, no, Monica is right to feel how she feels. I wouldn't care.
I think people forget when they watch the shows, especially the net bangers, I like to call them.
Mhm.
I think they forget that people's reactions on the show are based on what is known at the time. But at the same time, when it comes to like kids and parents, even when you're an adult, it's still the dynamic of kids and parents. And you can't take someone else's experience away from them just because you're upset. You just you
I
just
agree.
you just can't. So that's all I
I
have to
agree.
say on
Because in terms, you really like a lot of people don't know parent and child dynamics once the child becomes the adult. Like me and my mom, we have a very friend driven relationship now that I am grown because me and my mom are only 20 years apart. And I had to grow up with my mother at the same time because my mother was living a lot of her life experiences at an age where I actually could understand. And I got the good and the bad with that. So with people with Monica's situation, Monica went through that same thing only in the abandonment. Oh my God, I have this leech of a child with me. So now I have to bring her everywhere when I'm on this date with this man or when I need to go get a job, I got to bring her with me. So I think there's a lot of resentment there. And I think for Lisa to kind of point that out, it was kind of like, yeah, you're safe now because you have not seen the aftermath of what happened between Monica and her mom. So we're gonna give you that, but we're not gonna give you too much else, Lisa. So we really not. So Lisa said that Monica doesn't feel sincere and that she may be an abuser just like her mother. And that maybe she is also downplaying or not downplaying, but she's what did she use the word like? She was kind of saying she's over exaggerating her mother's like abuse or something like that. It was some sick shit she said, and I was
embellishing.
like,
I think she,
embellishing. Thank
yeah,
you. Yeah,
which
she
is
said
just a
embellishing,
fancy way of saying telling a lie, you know.
pretty much, pretty much. And as I said, Lisa has not seen these episodes yet, so I have to give her this now because she was actually in the room. We saw it on TV. Lisa was there, so she probably saw a lot more. So to her credibility, I'm going to give her this. But this is it, y'all. She ain't getting nothing else out of me. That's it. So the next scene we bring up is Heather and Meredith. They meet up at this nice, very fancy restaurant. And Heather, I want Heather to stop doing this. And I think y'all already know what I'm about to say. I want Heather to stop obsessing over this boy's mission. I want her to stop. I want her to cut it out. Because this ain't got nothing to do when you was in 1993 on missions. This has nothing to do with you. This is 2020. That boy can go wherever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why you're making it your mission to insert yourself in these people's business to this extent, Heather. It is annoying as hell. It
What
seems like
she's doing is the exact reason. Oh, I have to defend Lisa here, but this is exactly why Lisa is not inviting her to these
yeah,
events. Look at how she acts. Like,
it's like a crazy. She almost reminds me. What was that movie with Beyonce? and Idris Elba, and they had like the crazy white lady that kept showing up everywhere and stuff.
Obsessed.
Obsessed. There we go.
Mhm.
That's what Heather reminds me of. Is that lady? Like she is just obsessed, and it gets worse throughout the episode, y'all. So she asked Meredith if she's coming to Whitney's party, and Meredith says yes, I'm gonna come. And she goes, well, how do you feel about Angie K being there? She goes, well, look, to make it less awkward, I will drop off my gift and then I will just go ahead and exit. And then she says, Heather, should I tell Whitney that I'm not, I'm going to be leaving early? She goes, no, just, she said, due to Paris or something like that. It was like, I didn't know what that meant, but she basically just said, no, just leave. And it would be a lot funny. And they just both started laughing. And I was like, that's a cute little scene for what it is. So it really that was it. It was a cute little scene. So we then go over to Heather's house. She's with her daughters. They're getting ready for the event. And Heather is like, okay, well, I need to FaceTime Angie K to see if she's bringing her daughter because I want you guys to act like, the big sister, older cousin situation. So she FaceTimes Angie K. Angie K ain't ready. And she goes, oh my God, you're not even ready yet. And Angie K's like, yeah, I'm still not trying to put everything together. And she was like, do you think Lisa's going to be there? And, Jack and all of them. And I'm like, once again, Heather, why are you obsessing over this little boy? It is so weird. And she goes, "Oh, well, yeah, I heard he got his calling. He's going to be in Colombia." And she goes, "Wait, how'd you find that out?" She goes, "Well, we had a dinner. It was me and my husband, and then she said it was also Whitney and Justin. They were there too." And Heather immediately starts freaking out, and it was like, "I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out why are you so hell bent, so offended that they did not invite you to this dinner." And once again, we have to defend Lisa on this one, but I understood why she did not invite Heather. And it's like, I need Heather to explain this. I need Heather to do a live. I need Heather to do an interview. I need Heather to do something that explains why she was so obsessed with this boy going on this mission because it's not making sense. What do you feel?
The way I feel is pretty general. I think everybody has their own beliefs. Some people choose to have no beliefs, but guess what? Each person's belief is each person's business, and Heather needs to mind hers. It's really that simple. And I think with topics like religion, politics, those are things that a lot of people are not going to want to discuss on like a social scope, which is what you have with your friendships. Like, oh, let's keep it real. We love each other to death. But if we were to come kick it with each other and I'm like, oh, these politics in Florida, you would get annoyed and be like, okay, shut the you know what up. But Heather, Heather just, I think that her own trauma from what she went through in that community is blocking her ability to see that she is being disrespectful a little bit toward
Very.
her. If someone was questioning her about what her child is doing, come on now, I don't care what color you are or where you're from. Don't nobody want to be questioned about what they're allowing or what their child is doing, especially when it has to do with ethics and moral reasoning. Nobody wants to deal with that. That's what Heather is doing. Her energy is just
And it takes you back to the conversation she had with Meredith about how Lisa is able to be this short-sighted version of a Mormon, where she gets to wear the strapless dresses, where it shows the cleavage, and she gets to sell her tequila, and
so.
she considers herself a Mormon. It was like, so what? It was
The
like,
thing of
oh,
it is, like, I consider myself to be a Christian, but right now I ain't got no home church, and if I did, I probably wouldn't be there on Sunday. Listen, the Lord knows my heart. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, but no. So I've known a few Mormons. My little sister at one point wanted to be Mormon. We all didn't understand, but we drove her to that church of Latter Day Saints. We took her there, and so I've had experiences with people in that religion. There's also a show that I recap on my channel, Love After Lockup. There was a woman on there who was Mormon, and she went and found a man in jail, and she would be on TV in makeup and cleavage and stuff, but she had the garments under she would wear. So there are different versions of Mormonism. Some communities are probably stricter and want to follow everything like strictly by the book. Other communities are more accepting. It's kind of like how some Baptist churches, they want you to put on your Sunday best and your big hat, and others are like, come as you are to serve the Lord. Is there's something for everybody. And the fact that Heather wants to pick at it and talk about it constantly and make it a thing is why Lisa don't want that around her kid. Listen, Lisa's messy. Lisa is pretentious, disconnected, a whole bunch of things, right? But when it comes to her family, she's obviously not that off camera because her husband is standing beside her, her kids love her. So Heather needs to like relax.
Right, and it's annoying. It really is.
And
It's starting to wear on
I
me.
like Heather, but
I'm like this with Heather. I'm 50-50.
she's got a woosah.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 with Heather. There's times I like her and there's times I don't.
I feel like
And
each
this is one
season
of those
she
moments.
goes downhill a little bit more, and I think
Yes.
we just go
It's
back
like
to
we liked her the
being
first episode because she was a comedy relief, like she was peeing in the van when she threw up at the same time. We was
right.
enjoying that, right? And then here she go downhill. It's like, oh Lord, here you go.
Yes.
This is what we talking
She's
about,
always
baby.
had problems with Lisa. I think when you have cast members like that, let it go. Just be around them, cordial when you can. If you end up drunk, you end up drunk, but don't take it for nothing deeper than like if you're at work with your coworkers. Like
Hmm.
leave it
Absolutely.
to
So Whitney's daughter's birthday comes up, and they have it at this roller rink, which was so dope. I loved everything. Whitney did an amazing job. They had a soda bar where you put different flavors in the soda. I have never seen that before, but it's something I would want to try. I don't know if my local skating roller rinks do that down here in Florida, but we'll see. But in terms of the birthday party, everyone starts showing up, one by one, and we kind of have some side conversations going a little bit. So the first conversation I want to bring up is how Monica and Heather were sitting in the corner, and Heather basically reveals to Monica that her and Whitney went out, to lunch or something, and they were talking about how Lisa's disposition against Monica when it came to her mother comes up. And Monica was taken back and was like, why am I the topic of conversation? Like anybody would feel, because it was like, why are you talking about my mother? Why are you asserting your opinion? And you don't know the full story. So when Lisa comes over to join them, that's what she was saying. She goes, you don't know the full story. Like you just know she goes, I know what Lisa goes, I know what I saw. And you were disrespectful to your mother. And it was like, Lisa, that's very easy for you to say, being the outside looking in and witnessing that. But at the same time, everyone does things for a reason. No matter how stupid the reason is, no matter how hurtful the reason is, everybody does things for a reason.
people
So for
could
you to
say your
just
son didn't want to tell you where he was going and doesn't look excited that he has to celebrate this with you at all, but nobody's saying that. Lisa know what she doing. She's
absolutely, Lisa knows exactly what she's doing. But the one thing I love about Monica, she kept that foot right on that neck. She was
Mhm.
not playing with Lisa. She was, telling Lisa, look, you can't tell me about my mother. I know my mother. And it was funny because Lisa said, well, doesn't your mother watch your kids? She goes, no, my kids are actually afraid of my mother and wish not to be around her. She goes, hmm. She goes, you know what? You can ask my kids. They're right over there. She goes, I'm not going to ask your child about your mother. She goes, why not? You don't believe the thing I say. Why not ask the child? And I said, thank you, Monica. I
When
was like,
I say
bravo,
I
Monica.
snap my finger, I said, our
I
good
said,
sis Monica. She said, if you can't get it, then I guess you need to hear it from a fucking 5-year-old. I said, oh shit.
Monica, baby, when I tell you you finna make my top 5 favorite housewives this season,
She
off your
is
first season,
quickly
like I
climbing.
promise you, you is climbing up that ladder because one, she's relatable.
Hmm.
Two, she's very normal. And then
Hmm.
three, she's not afraid of these women. Like this is what we needed. This is what we needed. So
You
I,
know why it works
oh,
though? She came on, she was honest about her divorce and all of that. That always works when housewives have like scandalous situations. It
yep.
always works if you just honest about it. I said it too in the earlier recaps. I was like, I think she'll do well. At first I didn't know because she talked about Jen Shaw so much. But now this is proof the show can go on without Jen for those who is
Without
all over
Jen
the
at all. We
internet.
don't need
Yeah.
y'all. Bravo in that call center. I haven't even addressed y'all yet. It's been 25 minutes, but Bravo in that call center. We do not need another Teresa Giudice. We do not need Jen Shaw to come back on the show.
Right.
Monica will do just fine. I cannot stand Jen Shaw.
Because we
Please
can
do not bring her.
understand when Jen Shaw was there, and this is what made me stop watching the season. I'm only here because James wanted me here, and now I'll actually continue watching the show. But listen, Jen Shaw was chaos. She was neurotic. She would freak out and go off to where you couldn't track what the trigger was, who's mad at who, where things come in. And I felt like they drank a lot more when she was around too.
Absolutely,
But
they did. Well,
Monica
with the
is
exception of Heather.
giving.
Heather, I feel like drink is a lot more. But go ahead.
Ooh, but Monica, she gives the same amount of drama as Shaw, but without the chaos, which is what I think the Housewives needs to go back to. There used to be stuff happening, like the drama, people getting into it, but there wasn't so much chaos, not horrible amounts of people talking over each other. Like you could actually understand and follow the exchange. You can't do that with people like Teresa Giudice, Jen Shaw, Jennifer Aiden. The list goes on. You
It
just
really
can't.
does, and it's a lot. So the party then shifts over to Heather and Lisa. Lisa goes up to Heather and says, "Hey, I don't want you to feel left out. It was just a private moment that I wanted to have with my family." She's trying to ease her way into, not excluding Heather, which I feel like she didn't need to explain that to Heather.
She
I
didn't.
felt like, you being very nice, explain that to Heather, and Heather's trying to contain whatever built up emotion she has against this Mormon church. She really was trying to hold that in, especially when Jack comes over and he says, "Hi, Heather," and he gives her a hug. And, you know, he then tells her out his own mouth, he goes, "Hey, I'm going to Colombia." And she, speaks whichever language that is. I don't remember what Colombians speak. I think
Spain.
it's Spanish. I think it's Spanish. Is it Spanish? Okay, I didn't know. I thought that. Y'all forgive me. I did not know that.
It's okay.
Spanish. And and he goes off and continues skating. And once again, Lisa tries to reason with Heather, and Heather, I think for a moment got it, but it was still triggering in her, and that's why I'm like, "See, Heather, this is where we dislike you because once again, this has nothing to do with you. This is not your experience. This is not 1993 when you went on your mission. This is not none of that. Okay? This is 2023. This is 30 years later. This
Heather
boy can
gotta
do it."
relax. You are one of many people with a platform who has spoken out against your former religious church belief. We've seen this with the Mormon church, the Jehovah's Witnesses, and the Scientologists. Okay. We constantly see them and hear about it. I think that Heather's central to Salt Lake City because in Salt Lake City, if you've been there, like the church runs the state basically. It's a known fact. But
Right.
at the same time, this show is about women living there, going against the beliefs of what's there. So it's like just live, show something. I don't think she knows how to show herself or be on the show without referencing the church because it was more than half of her life. But it's like just keep showing yourself like you did season one. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I'm sick of
exactly.
Heather.
Me too. So the last thing we're gonna talk about is Whitney's little jewelry event that she was throwing. Lisa's the first to show up, and then she immediately asks Whitney, "Who's on the guest list? Who's coming? Who's coming?" And we were like, "Lisa, why are you acting so erratic right now? What the hell's going on with you?" So she goes, "Angie is coming." She goes, "What about Meredith? Meredith will not be here." She goes, "What about Heather? Heather's not going to be here. And Monica may be showing up, and also Mary won't be here as well." And she goes, "Oh, okay, 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 Whitney." And then she just walks in the event. We were like, "The fuck?" Was anybody else watching that scene like certifiable crazy right now? Like this is giving Lifetime
I
Movie
think
Network single white female ish kind of behavior.
I think she took one of the medications single white females like to take of her tax
She
bracket.
did something because when I
She
tell
came with
y'all,
tripping.
she came with that energy off rip, and I was like, "Oh, this is
Can I
not
just
going to
say
go
too,
well."
this is entirely random. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I've noticed with this show, if Mary Cosby's not in an episode, we get a lot of Monica. And if we don't get too much Monica in an episode, we get too much Mary Cosby. So
which
what the
shows a
rest of
lot.
these bitches doing? Like,
Nothing. This is why I said, and then that's why I got mad at Teddy on Watch What Happens Live when she said that bullshit about her mouth, which I'm not going to bring it up here. We'll talk about that on another day. But just to let you know, Teddy Mellencamp, yes, I got you. Trust me, I got you. And you lucky this ain't Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because I would read you. You ain't even on your own show. But anyways, that's you know the different story for a different day. I don't want to read Teddy right now. She ain't worth my energy. But Angie K shows up and you know brings up the fact that she met up with Monica and immediately y'all excuse my background noise, but she meets up with she had meet up with Monica. They were able to bury the hatchet, and Lisa automatically is pissed, and it was like, so this is where I'm gonna get Lisa. Why do you want so much like friction between these two women or any of the women in the group when it comes to this lady? What did she do to you besides call out the obvious when she read you in that Sprinter van? What did she really do to you that really causes you to enjoy the friction she has with the other women? Because it is a very peculiar of you as a devoted Mormon, as you just said in this episode, to actually want that tension between these women. It's very weird. So,
Lisa's been trying to cause a problem or get people to be mad at Monica since the last few episodes.
and it's
Ever
not
since
landing.
it's not landing, and I think because of how real Monica is compared to the rest of these heifers, uh, Lisa don't know what to do with it. So now she's like, in her little mind, I can tell, I've got to go to war. She's not going to come on my show and do this. I guarantee you she's walking around the house with a bottle of her tequila that people don't buy in a wine glass so nobody knows, complaining to John about how this woman, Monica, done come on her show and taking the whole damn spotlight. Lisa gives me that. She's not going to stop. Let me tell you this. When a white woman fixes herself to feel like you the enemy, I said it. I don't care. Y'all can cancel me. I ain't got shit no way. I said it. It's true. When you piss off a white woman, you don't want to do that. You don't. They're gonna come at
No.
you legally, logistically, like at Lisa is doing
Every
that
which
right
way to
now.
try to ruin you. And
Yes.
this is what Lisa's doing. So Monica finally shows up, and at this moment, this is where Lisa had revealed to Angie that she had said, "Oh, her husband's good. Your husband's good in bed." That's what the men were saying in the rumors. Now, mind you, when they replayed the scene, Monica did allude to that, sort of, but she didn't say those exact words. So I don't know where the fuck Lisa got that from. But in terms of that, Lisa is mad because Angie just won't throw Monica away. And Monica took this time to say, "Well, hey, you seem to have a lot to say when it comes to me and my mother and everything about that. And is it because I'm not just one of your minions?" And I said, "Boom, that's exactly what it is." Monica hit the nail right on the tail right there. Because when I tell you, that's exactly why Lisa is mad. It's because you won't follow through and fall in line with whatever fuck shit she wants to bring to the show. You
Yep.
your own person, and that's not what Lisa wants. Lisa wishes she had your confidence, Monica, and that's what this episode proved to me. The fact that she really had no reason to be mad at you, and she was simultaneously mad at Angie, but she couldn't really show Angie that, which is why she was acting all aggressive towards her, putting her hand all in her face, telling her to shut up. And when Monica said, "No, don't let her tell you to shut up," and I said, "Thank you, Monica," because Angie. That's why I said, "Where is Dana?" I rather almost I rather the other Angie be on this show than this one, because I'm telling
Well, we're
you,
starting to
you
see that the reason this Angie is still on the show is because she came on this show for. I've been rewatching the last season because I stopped watching the show after the racist crazy lady was on there. But
mhm.
in my opinion, look like Angie since last season and this season has suddenly gotten closer with a substantial amount of the cast. I feel like she's gonna go along with and hang out with whoever she feels like is popular on the show. There's always somebody like that on a housewife show who's gonna do that. I gotta hang with this person to stay on the show. The way that woman stood there for this whole scene, Like someone else had to tell you that someone's screaming at you to shut up because they're mad at me, and you're gonna allow her to take that out on you because she can't get through to me. Like if somebody's really your friend, it's not always about getting in the face or fighting for your friends. It's like, dude, you better say something. Like,
Right? Like, because Monica said, "I'm with it. Like, I'm ready to fight this place if she really want to go there." Because she was
she
all
said,
up
I
in
haven't fought
Monica's
in a
face.
classy place yet. I was dying. She said,
I
I
was
fought
when I
in
tell
movie
you
theaters.
Monica won me over on this scene. When I tell you I was living for every moment of this, her getting Lisa together, Lisa getting in her face, and she put that glass down. Monica put that glass down real quick and was like,
And
put her
Lisa
hand all up
backed
there.
off. She
She
backed
sure did.
she
She sure
backed
did.
off.
Even when
Lisa, I want to see you do that with hell. I want to see you do it with the Housewife of Beverly Hills cast. I was gonna say Potomac or Atlanta, but fuck that. We're not gonna put our people in that. I want to see her keep that same energy with somebody on Orange County, Beverly Hills, or Miami. Oh no, New Jersey Housewives. Okay, they'll knock her ass clear across the
I
room.
mean, when I tell you, Monica contained herself very, very well because I
I was
did see
proud
her
of
going
her.
left. I was proud of Monica. Like, don't let that girl get you all
It proved
into
that
things.
her mom is her trigger because every other
Hmm.
time she's been able, even when she was drinking in that bus, she's been able to stop and not de escalate. But when it's your family and shit that's real happening, it's harder to keep composure. But I was just glad that she kept her composure and read her as a housewife should. Because I'm getting tired of these housewives getting violent, taking it to the court. Like, just,
I'm getting tired of because Lisa came off like a straight up bully in this episode.
mm-hmm.
And so finally, after they couldn't keep it quiet during the sound bowl, Whitney kept looking over there, talking, should I ask them to leave? And it was like, yeah, fool, you're supposed to ask them to leave. But she didn't want to do that. So it was, so she finally pulls Lisa to the side. Lisa explains what's going on, her version of it. She goes, I'm trying to defend Angie. And she said these horrible things about her husband. And look at her. She's over there with her now. Oh my God, they just hugged. Whitney, did you see that? There's a hug. See, I am done with Angie. I am done. I am this. No, not this. That's Meredith. She goes, I am done with this. I'm walking out. So Lisa walks out of the place, and we're all like, bye. Like, ain't nobody got time for you, Lisa. And that was the end of the episode. Job was real good, real, you know, very entertaining. I'm gonna say that. Monica brought this whole entire episode. They didn't have Mary this episode, but that's all right though. Monica carried it for you, Mary. She made sure to represent you well, and that's exactly what you. Because when I tell you she got Lisa and them girls together, she
She
had that
did.
foot on that neck.
And I
So
think
I was
Mary
happy.
knows that Monica can handle them because Mary, for those who really watch the show, it's really hard to get in with Mary when you a newbie, okay? So the fact that Mary is even willing to like carry conversations with Monica, allow her to like touch her and all of that, Mary knows. She said, "Oh, she different. She gonna be all right."
I think that's what it is too. I think Mary gonna be like, I'm gonna take. She gonna let me give her a chance real quick. Let me let her go through this season, and we gonna see what's gonna happen. But that was the episode, you guys. It was it. It was very good. We were proud of Monica. Lisa is crazy, and I don't understand her. I just don't. But that was it. So if you guys do not know, this is Tuesday, so we are going to recap Basketball Wives on Mrs. Best's channel. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. Make sure you catch us on her channel because we are going to go in because Basketball Wives was crazy. So we want to make sure y'all enjoy that. You're on mute.
I was just laughing.
Oh, okay. So thank you guys for coming in. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. Make sure they all subscribe to us. We trying to build up this content. We're trying to build up this subscriber count. Get that partnership with YouTube, y'all. We are trying. It's hard. And I'm, just putting it out there. I thank you for everyone who's supporting me. I'm going to respond to everybody's comments. We do appreciate you. And thank you guys. Have a great night and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Adios.